Welcome, everybody. I greet you today again and invite you to join me on this journey through the elements of fire, water, earth, and air, along with your guides. I ask you to close your eyes. Feel your guides gathering around you, creating a space of peace, lifting you up away from every thought of anxiety and stress, lifting you above everyday activities, and filling you with a deep feeling of peace, and allowing all those things that bring stress or anxiety to just gently fall away. And picture yourself in a sacred garden, a garden that exists for you, where you can work closely with your guides, where that everything that grows is special to you, where no harm can come to you, and where every animal and every type of nature is there to support you in all its different varieties, whether they be four-legged, two-legged, whether they have wings, whether they crawl, whether they bury themselves in the earth. Everything in this garden is there to support you, love you, and remind you of your very special connection to your guides. And as you stand in your garden and look around you, you see a pathway opening in front of you. And I invite you to walk down this pathway, being conscious that your guides are with you every step of the way, and that every part of this journey you will be held and guided and protected by those guides that work with you and have worked with you from the beginning, that work only with you and rely on you to bring their gifts onto this earth plane. And as you wander down this path, take note of what it is you're seeing around you, whether they are trees or whether it's open, whether the going is difficult or easy, uphill or downhill. And as you're wandering in perfect peace, you hear the sound of water running. Make your way to this water until you come to a space where the little stream that you used to know is now a raging river. And you're not quite sure how it is you're going to go across this river, because your path will carry on the other side. Just a moment with your guides and ask them to show you the safest and the easiest way for you to cross this river. It is running very fast. You don't want to be washed off the rocks. You want to remain safe. But your guides are going to show you just exactly where it is safe for you to cross. And they're going to show you what you need to put in place, if anything, to go through the surging river. And give yourself a moment to find what it is you need. And then, with the help of your guides, cross this river until you finally reach the banks on the other side. And you might be a little wet, but you might be completely dry. Your guides have shown you the way across. They've shown you how to move. through the raging torrents of the water. And find yourself back on the path. And see as the path starts to lead you that it's going through the most beautiful landscape. It might be a landscape you even know, and it might be something completely new to you. Know that you're safe, and know that you're guided, and your guides are with you every step of the way. Be aware if they show themselves as animals or birds, or as beings, or whether it's just a knowingness that you have of not being alone, and the trust that you put in your guides. And then from a distance, you see smoke in the air, and it seems as though there's a fire in your path. And as you get closer, you can hear the crackling of the flames. You can see the fire right across your path, and somehow it just seems very hard to find a way through this. Again, find a quiet space with your guides. Notice what is in front of you. How high are the flames? Can you step over them? Do you need to circumvent them? Ask your guides, do you need a protection? What do you need to walk through these flames in order not to get burnt or get hurt? There's excitement and anticipation and a fair amount of apprehension as you look at this. But listen carefully and allow your guides to bring to your mind the way you can go through this fire and come unscathed to the other side. And when you are ready and in complete trust, work your way through this fire. And as you come through to the other side, you feel the exhilaration of having achieved what you just did. Remembering you did it not on your own, but with your guides, assisting you all the way. And taking a deep breath and feeling yourself lighter, having come through the water, having come through the fire. Start wandering a little further on the path and notice as it starts to curve behind things that it appears that there are hills and mountains ahead of you. And as you come to the foothills, halfway up one of the slightly higher hills, not the mountains yet, or perhaps the beginning of the mountains, you see a very beautiful cave. Make your way to the cave. It's very, very dark inside, and you might need a light of sorts to take in with you to see where it is you're going. It is larger than you think, although the opening might not be so big. As you come in, you can smell the smells of the animals that have lain there. You can feel the ancientness of Mother Earth. You can feel her heartbeat. Again, you're slightly apprehensive because it's dark, it's hard to see. What have your guides helped you with in terms of a light? Do you not need a light? Are you able to find it with feeling on long walks? The space is much deeper than you thought it would be. But you know you need to go on, because deep in this cave, you've hidden your gifts away from yourself and away from others. Not wanting to admit to these gifts, not feeling worthy. For many, many years, you have buried these deep. With your guides holding you and supporting you, go to that place in the cave, that secret place that only you know of, and ask them to help you dig if need be, move debris if need be, but discover that it is yours, that precious gift that you've always considered to be a shadow, or that you don't feel worthy enough to put on as a mantle. It's time to open it to the light of day. If you've buried it in a deep container with a lock, make sure your guides help you unpick that lock. Open the casket or the box or whatever it is. Perhaps it's even just buried deep, deep, deep in the earth. But this is part of you. This is the part you haven't wanted to admit to. Find what it is you have hidden. Take the objects out. Is it something you need to put over you to wear? Are there objects you need to embrace and energetically bring into your belly? What is it that will make you know that you belong, that you are grounded and nurtured and loved? Bring them into the light of day and gather them to you. Hold them in the sacred part of your being and welcome those aspects back to yourself. And feeling more expanded. Thank your guides for their help. Give thanks to the cave for holding your precious things for you. And make your way back out into the light. And start to climb the mountain. And as you climb, you start to become aware of the breeze. And the higher you come, the harder the breeze, until it feels like a very strong wind. And as you walk up the mountain, it gets more difficult. The path becomes more narrow, and the wind becomes stronger. And you get to a part high up in the mountain, from where you can see forever. But as you look ahead of you, the path narrows to almost nothing, and the wind picks up like a tornado and wants to lift you off. And knowing you need to get to the other side of this obstacle or barrier, once again, ask your guides to bring to your mind the way in which you can move through this wind that is so loud in your ears, and get a sure footing on the other side of the obstacle and be safe. And when you have looked at this obstacle from every point of view, and your guides have shown you how best you can get over or through or around it, knowing they are there holding you, make your way through this dangerous place in trust that you will not be dashed to the rocks below. And as you get past the barrier, you realize you can breathe again. The wind has almost dropped. And walking a little further, you're right at the top of the mountain. And you can look in every direction from where you are. Turn right around. Look at all the beauty around you, above you, and the beauty of the earth below you. And understanding that with your help of your guides, you have faced all these difficulties. On your own, you might not have survived, but with your guides, you have always been safe. You have always been guided. You have always been a child of Great Spirit, loved and cherished. And spend a moment thanking your guides and thanking Great Spirit for giving you these gifts that you can use. And with a last look around, start to make your way back. And as you come to the narrow part where the wind is blowing, your guides have shown you what you need to do to gain vision and clarity in your life and not be buffeted by your thoughts. To know that breath is sacred and that you have the gifts of moving through air. And as you wander further down the mountain and revisit your cave, you know how your guides have shown you where to find your deep, deep gifts, how to embrace them in your own life, in every day, how to feel expanded by who you really are. And again, give your thanks to your guides and to the cave. And feeling lighter and more joyful with every step, come back to the fire and realize that your guides have shown you how to deal with aspects of needing courage and excitement and passion for life. Where do they help you and how do they help you in your daily life with being creative and finding joy? How can you meet each new day with excitement and anticipation and walk through the fire as you did before? And wandering back down to the river, and in complete trust that you now know how to surrender to what the day has brought, to hand over your troubles to your guides, to know that no matter how emotional things might be and how you might feel that you're about to drown or be overwhelmed, your guides can show you how to get through this river, how to be in flow, and how to deal with things in your everyday life. And as you come through the river, again with your guides having shown you how, wander back into your garden, that sacred garden that is yours to be with and to visit whenever you need, where everything you ever need in terms of support and guidance is there. Whenever you need to feel peace, it is there for you. And very, very gently, with thanks to your guides and thanks to your journey, come back into this present moment. Take a deep breath and open your eyes.